Eddie Murphy. We're gonna do it again. Oh, Eddie Murphy. Hello. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I am here, still watching Eddie Murphy films with Daddy Daycare. This was a 2003 film directed by Steve Carr and Eddie Murphy. This was when Eddie Murphy got into a phase where he wanted to do kids movies, children movies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Many of my favorite actors, even comedic actors, have made films that are more kid friendly, that are more lighthearted or for the family, that I grew up on. Robin Williams with Mrs. Doubtfire, Jim Carrey with Liar Liar. They've all done it. I'm sure there's even more people that I'm forgetting, but Eddie Murphy's version of this is he plays a father who has this big corporate job where he's creating cereal for kids, I guess. Kind of sucked at the job because he gets fired. And so now he's desperate for money and he needs to pay for he has a son, he has a wife. And he gets the bright idea to create a daycare service for not only his son but for all of these kids around the block. And it's decent, I guess. It's somewhat successful. He's doing well until some people want to shut him down to see if he has his regulations and the proper things in line. Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to give the movie a chance. I'm trying to talk about the plot without rolling my eyes, but it's hard. It's hard, man. It's sad. You're going to hear me say this a lot with Eddie Murphy movies going forward. It's sad to see a guy who was so talented, is so talented, because he has signs. He shows signs of still being that comedic guy. But it's so PG. It's so tame. Once again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make family films, kid-friendly films. Other people have done it, but those films that I listed earlier were done so much better. Still had somewhat edgy jokes that were there for the parents and then that were there for when the kids grew up. They said, oh wow, that joke was in there. I can't even begin to describe how many edgy like jokes that are smartly woven in there that this movie does not even attempt to do a smart joke, does not even attempt to do a funny joke, really. Not to anyone that's over the age of like 8. I couldn't believe the level of jokes, the level of materials. I sat here just going, wow, okay, this is what we're doing. Eddie Murphy, do you not care? Did you improv anything? Did you not say we need to beef this up? We need to make people laugh here. That's what I'm in the business of doing. It's fine, sure. Your kids are able to watch this movie and be bored to tears because, oh yeah, this is another cliched plot of just, he has this daycare, he has all these kids that are super annoying and that are bad as hell, and I know kids are like that, but still it's just some of the stuff with the kids I just didn't care about. Some of the other actors, I should mention other actors. This isn't a one-man show. Regina King plays Eddie Murphy's wife, who honestly, I couldn't tell you one thing about her as a character. She didn't really have a personality or an opinion. She was just there. Jeff Garlin, who I felt bad for. He deserved better. I feel like this guy should be in a funnier movie than this. Kevin Nealon, who plays a dick, and he's good at that, I guess. Steve Zahn, where I was almost more sad to see him here. He's just a guy that helps watch some of the kids and that he's really into Star Trek. Wow! Great. Oh yeah, and he speaks Klingon to one of the kids. That's our emotional moment. Angelica Houston, who she plays a villain, and I always thought that was a pretty solid role for her in movies as a villain. She kind of scared me as a kid. But she runs this high-end daycare service that's very expensive and regal, and she sees Eddie Murphy doing what he's doing, and she wants to shut him down. So she constantly sends this guy to his house to make sure he's up on rules and standards and practices to potentially get him shut down. But that's really it. Lacey Chabert, who I want to mention her, this is before Mean Girls, but still her role in this movie as the assistant, and just maybe she's like here for 2 or 3 scenes. Again, nothing as a character. No, like I don't even remember if she says anything in the film. And Elle Fanning, who you may know now as a younger actress that's in a bunch of movies now. She was a little girl. She was one of the kids who was being watched by Eddie Murphy in the movie. In fact, there's one scene where she called 911 because everything was so crazy. I believe that was a real take where she didn't even know she was on camera, and she was calling 911 because she wanted to get the hell out of this movie. And I would not blame her. Thankfully, enough people probably don't know that she's in this film, and I'm sorry for spoiling that and potentially ruining your career, future career, Elle Fanning. And it's this movie could have been good. This movie could have been decent. This movie could have been something. But it does one of the biggest offenses that I hate when some movies do this, where, oh, the father, he's an asshole because he has a corporate job where he has responsibilities. He has to take meetings, and he might occasionally be late for his kids' meeting. He might occasionally be late for an activity with his son, or his son thinks he doesn't spend enough time with his father, and his son wants him to quit the corporate job to spend more time with him and not need the money. And the very end of the movie is Eddie Murphy missing his son, as if he doesn't still live with him or won't see him after work. And he quits his job just because his son asked him to. What the fuck? This isn't realistic. This isn't... You're having kids watch this and think that, wow, I can just tell my dad or mom to quit her job simply because I want to see her around the house more often. And it's okay if we lose our house and are homeless and don't have money and food to eat. This isn't a good message. Movies, kids' movies, stop doing this. Stop making it seem like kids can tell their parents to quit their job because it's that easy, because life's so easy. I know. It might sound like a nitpick, but this is big. Anyways, guys, yeah, this movie sucks. I don't like Daddy Daycare. Not at all. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of it? Maybe you like it. Maybe you grew up on it. Oh well. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.